Hey everyone, it's Nick Campbell. Some of you may have already read my Game Over Charles review on TV.com, so you know that I have good feelings and bad feelings about it. I decided for the YouTube review that I would split it up into two videos, for two reasons. One, it gives me more time to talk about both sides. And two, people that don't want to hear about the bad stuff can skip blissfully unaware through the meadows of answers and the blue skies of a fine summer season, without the rain clouds of critical analysis perdition. The same goes for people that hated the episode and don't want any sunshine to ruin their dark opinions. So I'm going to give you the option now to choose which video you want to see. Go on, choose. I'll wait. Not very much. You've chosen the dark side, you sick son of a... So yes, the episode provided many answers. So many answers that 80% of the episode was just two people talking in a small room while the rest of the cast watched. But the episode itself, while providing relief to millions, was still pretty rough. The first hurdle was the framework of the episode, and I get what they were going for with the liars watching A like A watches the liars. But how it's done is so far-fetched and so beyond the scope of the show that I started getting Ravenswood flashbacks with all the genre stretching. I thought it was weird how quickly the liars got from the Karasimi group to Radley, but they probably just beamed there from the Enterprise. And then there was what they had to watch, and the reaction to it. Cece certainly has a sob story, and a compelling one. The cynic in me wants to point out the convenience of a transgender storyline in a world that's more woke to transgender issues. But I'm going to try to give the show the benefit of the doubt. It's not how Cece became A that bothers me. It's what Cece did as A. There are more plot patches with decoys than I would have liked.
But I sent a decoy to distract them. Cece hired Reese as a decoy.
There's a lot of retconning, and there are questions that aren't even addressed. All that power and you don't know who killed your mom, Cece?
Come on, son.
There are many plot holes, and you can find a bunch of threads about them on Reddit. But know that they're all kind of being explained away with the concept of interpretive memory, which is the idea that what we see as the audience is just a set of visual cues for our understanding, and not necessarily what's happening in the story world. For example, Allison and Toby getting caught kissing was portrayed by the same actors, but were actually supposed to be children in the story world. This is kind of what I've been hoping for years, since it explains why they would be eating fries with gloves on. The answer is there are no gloves. More important to me than the minutiae of continuity on this show is how Allison and the liars react to Cece's admissions. And their portrayal is criminal to their characters. A has defined all of their lives for so long. She's synonymous with misery, fear, and anxiety and creative punishment. But after 3.5 seasons, the liars seem ready to forgive. Cece is ready to blow their friend up. And the liars are just like, no harm, no foul. If you only knew how often we wanted to blow Allison up.
Damn it.
Mona got the cold shoulder for so long, and she didn't pull anything nearly as violently scoped as what happened under Cece's reign. And yet, because Cece had a tough go of it, she's worth talking down off a rooftop. She stripped you naked, put chips in your neck, tortured you for weeks in her dungeon. And the only protest is Hannah piping up once? Hannah would have lodged a stronger complaint against a poorly chosen flavor of pop chips. Besides the plot holes and the emotional whiplash, what's most disappointing about this episode is that it feels out of place in a much more mature season. Think what you want about whether the transgender issues were always part of the plan, but the evidence to me that this has always been stewing is that this episode feels like an artifact. And the fans deserve more. In a way, this episode was a celebration by giving fans the answers that they clamor for, but it also kind of feels like that they're just throwing answers out to the jackals. This is appeasement for the masses that were threatening the backlash against the show if it didn't start to wrap things up. And even though the episode itself feels warmed over, the content feels half-baked. There was a bomb that Spencer defused like she's MacGyver. Maybe whoever they're running from in 5 years will also have a weather machine that Spencer and Hannah will destroy while Emily and Arya sit outside and talk about their feelings. To end this on a positive note, I'm looking forward to the time jump, to leave the pretense of school behind, to deal with adults, and to start with a clean slate. Surely there'll be a new threat, but we can leave a big chunk of this mythology behind, especially the problematic parts.
I tried to keep you safe.
And start fresh with characters we already like. I talk more about the bad thoughts in this finale and some of the good ones in the written review on TV.com. There's a link in the description. But go ahead and tell me what your gripes are about Game Over Charles. What plot holes do you see? What reactions do you detest? Are you as happy to leave high school behind as this show seems to be? Did all the girls get into good colleges because of their A-themed essays? Let me know. And thanks for watching. What are you talking about? What?
Sarah!
Sarah, you monster. A hologram monitor?
Don't be so dramatic, Allie. Cece?